Hey everyone, it's Andrew here. I just wanted to kind of walk you through how I've been doing some research on how companies design website themes, and I got some ideas, some thoughts I want to share with you all. I would love to involve all you guys in this. So while I'm making this video, I would love to, after you're done watching it, or even right now, I'm gonna post some more polls and some other things to try and just gauge some attention there and set up a meet time. If I get at any responses at all, I will set up a time to meet with you and we'll work things out, talk about things, discuss some project ideas, and so on. Oop. But if I don't get any responses, I'm just gonna kind of go through and make some decisions myself. Which I mean, I'm not. I get it. This is a computer science project. You guys probably aren't super interested in the marketing end of it, but there's a bunch of cool stuff here. A bunch of cool stuff we can dig into that will really help make this project come together a lot better if we can do it. So, moving on, how do you select your theme? I guess at first I should define what a theme is. A theme is basically it's kind of self-explanatory. It's what kind of colors, fonts, components, basically what is your website made of and how do we keep it cohesive looking? How do we make it all look the same? Because it's really important. If you go to one page and it's got a black background and blue text or something, and then you go to another page, it's got a white background, green text, there's no consistency. So it throws your user off, and you really just need to keep things consistent. So, transitioning over to themes now, how do you select it? Well, you got to consider a few things. You got to consider your company. What's your product? What goals are you trying to accomplish? Your audience. You have to know your audience. If you don't know your audience, you're not going to target them well, and you're not going to sell to anyone. Um, it's always a good idea to study some similar website designs. I believe it's a Picasso quote, but he says, good artists imitate, great artists steal. And I feel like that's a very true quote. No one has a truly original thought. So it's always really good to kind of look at what other people are doing and say, okay, like this works, this doesn't. So I'll take these few elements, I'll skip out on those few elements, and we'll kind of hopefully create something better. You've also obviously got some technical needs as well. We'll get into those a little later too. But so starting off for our website, for our company, we need to consider what our goals are, what our product is, and we're not necessarily a company, but I feel like the wording kind of fits. Our product, our goal with our product is to, for any of you guys that don't know, to give computer science students at Wayne State a forum where they can share, projects they're working on. Maybe they can get some help on, if they're really stuck on a homework question, maybe they can ask for that. Share some cool work they've done. Maybe get some people for a group project. Just kind of a hub for computer science students at Wayne State here. And so that's our product. I went kind of out of order there. But so our goals with that would be, again, to just give Wayne State students a nice, easy place where they can share it. So, key point here, we need to make this nice and easy for them. If we want them to, I'm gonna list off a bunch of things here, and some of these might be stretch goals. But if we want to have a place for them to share images, we have to make it nice and easy for them to just upload an image and post it there. If they want to share code, we should probably have some kind of code formatting. There's a bunch of stretch goals that we can really kind of aim for. But bringing it back here to what will probably get done, we also need to prioritize what things are important to do. Maybe there's a feature that comes up that's just really not at all important to design, in which case we probably scrap that and move on to the things that are more important. So for our audience, we need to consider basically their whole demographics, right? What their age be, interests, device, tech literacy. And again, we have a nice, easy audience here. It's computer science students at Wayne State. So their ages would mostly be between 18 to 24 ish. We'll have some older people and maybe a few younger people, but for the most part, we're going to be targeting young adults. Interests is also really concretely defined. Computer science, maybe we can flex out to a few other interests that a lot of other people have, but we probably would be best to keep it nice and focused on computer science projects. So again, that one's nice and easy to target there and kind of focus in on devices. People can access websites not just from laptops or computers. They could also be using their phone, or they could be using a tablet, or there's a ton of different things that they could just access our website from. So we have to make sure that no matter where they're accessing it from, all of our content is not only readable, but it looks good. That's really crucial. Responsive design is just becoming more and more important as the years go on. Cell phones are just becoming more and more prevalent, and who knows what's coming next. So it's very important to design things responsibly. And also, we need to consider tech literacy. How good are people with navigating our website? If we're designing for a bunch of older people, maybe they're not going to be too knowledgeable on just the way computers work, or some more modern websites. Like maybe they're just going to be more familiar with older websites, like Facebook or other like older forum sites. Luckily here, again, computer science students, our audience can be very literate, so that helps us out there immensely. Moving on, I want to take a look at a few other, like some similar websites. I'm going to start off with Reddit here. One thing that I really like that Reddit does is it looks pretty it looks pretty modern, like you have some nice panels here, you have a nice little preview of what it is, but it looks nice and sleek. It gives you all the information you need, nice, and gives you like a nice compact thing. Everything's all nice and separated. There's a nice use of white space over here. I might prefer to have something over in this right corner, but this center area and this left area are both pretty good. And this also will work pretty well with resizing the page. You also got some related things over here. You could go down, say you want to look at business or something. You could look at all these different businesses, get a bunch of news or whatever you need. So I'm a big fan of the way Reddit looks. Moving over to another one that a lot of us computer science students are pretty familiar with, Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow, it works. It gives you the information you need. You can definitely tell it was made by people who are very functional. It looks a little dated. It just looks kind of old. Again, everything works, but just these designs, like these buttons, look rather old. These links, it's a fine website. It just looks kind of old, in my opinion. So I'd much rather imitate what Reddit is doing than what sorry, I lost my train of thought there. What Reddit is doing rather than what Stack Overflow is doing. So we also have some more technical needs we need to consider. Search engine optimization, which for any of you guys that are not aware of that, that's basically how when Google's going through, when you do a Google search and it pulls up however many thousands of results you got, it's going to rank certain things above others, right? It's going to go through, maybe it's looking for keywords or relevancy, or maybe people pay to have their websites be further up. It's looking through content on the page, a bunch of things. Like it considers a ton of variables for SEO, search engine optimization. This isn't too important for us to consider, but it's a nice thing to keep in mind. And honestly, SEO changes constantly. So it's very hard to actually design it for right now, or rather design it for the future. You kind of have to design it for right now and keep on updating as time goes on. You need to consider how well your website performs. If your website takes 10 to 15 seconds to load a page, people are going to get annoyed and probably not visit your website very much. It's no fun when you're on a website and things just take forever to load, a ton of large images, just a ton of things that are taking up time. It's no fun. Also, kind of related to performance is usability. People have to be able to navigate our website, read our content, see what's going on, click buttons, post to there. There's a ton of user needs, and we have to make sure we're designing this well for those users. So, and here's where I'm going to kind of give you guys a call to action. We have some next steps for selecting our theme. I kind of want to focus on three things. I want to focus on fonts. We will want to find some good fonts, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I have spent weeks finding a font for a single page. You can go on and on with this. Same thing with color scheme. There's some ways to make it go faster, but again, I've had times where I'm spending a week or two just refining my color scheme. It's part of the design. I also want to start, we're using React with this, and so that makes components nice and easy. I want to find some components that we can reuse all over our website. Again, just help make things more cohesive. So yeah, that's gonna about wrap it up for me here. Just wanted to make a quick little video, get some thoughts going, get some engagement going. Again, please, please, please respond to some of the things I'm going to post. I would love to get you guys involved in this conversation. So yeah, with that, I hope to talk to you guys soon.